What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Sweet and Savory Barbecue. I'm your host, Jamie Trader. Today we're going to be knocking out crown apple ribs out on our Traeger Pellet Grill. Let's get started. So for this recipe, we're using baby back ribs. You might also see them called loin back ribs. They just come up a little higher on the rib cage, up closer to the spine, up closer to that pork loin. We're just going to do a quick little trim on them, just anything that's hanging, like this little guy here. That'll just burn up. Get them flipped over. There's a little piece back here. Get that off there. That's the only trimming we're going to do to these. We are going to remove the membrane though. It's a barrier to our seasonings. And it also is not the most appetizing thing in the world. Just come under here with like a butter knife or a spoon. Kind of get it started. Take a paper towel. Get it all up underneath there. And it pulls right off. Now we got our membrane removed, we got our light trim done, we're going to get some seasoning on these. So to get our ribs seasoned up, we're going to use a binder, just a little bit of olive oil. I'm going to start on the back side. Don't need a whole lot, it's just going to help our rub stick. And we're going to use straight Killer Hogs Hot on this. It's got a lot of good flavor and a little bit of a kick. Just get a good coat on the back side. It's also got a really nice color to it. Give it a little pat down, and flip them on over. Again, come back with that olive oil, help our rub stick. And some more of that Killer Hogs Hot. Make sure it's nice and even. You notice we didn't trim any of the fat off of this. These ribs are a little leaner than a spare rib. We want as much fat in there as we can to help with that moisture. Make sure you get your edges. That looks pretty good to me. We're going to let these hang out here on the counter. We're going to get the smoker fired up. To get this Traeger pellet grill fired up, it can't be any easier. You just come on here, click the on switch. There's a little warm-up cycle. Once that's done, just flip it to the temperature you want to dial in at, and you're good to go. We're going to be cooking at 275 today, so we'll let this get going. We got our Traeger fired up, 275. Got some cherry pellets rolling. Get this guy in here, get it right on the rack. You want to get them nice and straight because how you cook them is how they're going to stay. We're going to let these roll for about an hour. We're going to get a spritz made up. To make up our spritz, it's really simple. Just using about a cup of apple juice. We're just kind of eyeballing it. And then a good shot of that crown apple. Just get that mixed up and that's going to be our spritz. So our ribs are smoking away. We're going to get our sauce made up. We're going to start with a cup of our original barbecue sauce. I'll leave a link to this down in the description for the recipe. Followed by 2 ounces of apple juice, 2 ounces of that crown apple, and a cup of brown sugar. We're going to get this heated up, and you don't need to boil it, just enough to dissolve the solids is perfect. Then just keep it warm to get ready to glaze the ribs. Our ribs have been on a total of 1 hour. Got some good color coming on them. We're going to start building some flavors, also keeping them nice and moist using our spritz. We're going to do this about every 20 minutes or so. First 20 minutes is up. Let's go in here and give these guys another spritz. Still got a pretty looking color on them. And let them keep on going. It's been another 20 minutes. It's time for another spritz. Man, things are looking awesome. Let these go another 20 and then we're gonna get them wrapped up. It's been 2 total hours now. We got some really good color on there. Our rub isn't sticking to our hands much at all. We're gonna get these off, get them wrapped up, and get them right back out here to finish. So for our wrap process, we've got 2 sheets of aluminum foil laid out. We're gonna get a little bit of our sauce that we've made up. Be real careful with it. That looks good. Some more of that hot rub. We're going to lay these down in the foil, meat side down. We're going to do the same treatment to the back side. Some of our sauce, a little more rub. And we're going to get these guys wrapped up and back on the smoker, meat side down. We've been cooking these ribs for 3 hours and about 15 minutes. I'm going to come in here, take a peek, check our tenderness. Got some good drawback coming there on the bones. Oh yeah. Feeling I can rip those right in half if I wanted to. That's exactly what I'm looking for. We're gonna get these off the pit, get them inside, and get them glazed up. So to glaze these ribs, we've got a raised rack here on a cutting board. We'll get these guys out of the foil. Just do it pretty gently. We'll start with the back side. Just take some of our sauce and brush it over there. Try to thin it out as best you can, that way it's not gloppy. Get your edges. Alright, and then we'll get them flipped over. Pour a little bit more of our sauce on there. It's a fairly thin sauce, so that's why we're pouring it on there. Our finishing color that we lost on our wrap, we're just going to come back with some more of that Killer Hogs Hot Rub. Just go right over the top. We're going to get these back out on the pit and let them glaze for about 8 minutes at 275. We've had our ribs glazing 8 minutes now. Man, them things are looking awesome. Check them out. If that ain't a beautiful rack of ribs, then I don't know what is. We're going to get them inside, get them sliced up, and then we got to try them. So our ribs have finished glazing now. We've got them inside on the cutting board. Now it's about time to eat them. Before we do that, we're going to go over what we did. We started with some baby back ribs. Might see them called loin back ribs. We got them out of the packaging. Any little excess stuff on there, we got it trimmed off. Didn't go too crazy. Pulled the membrane off. We don't want that on our ribs. Got them seasoned up with the Killer Hogs Hot Rub. Got them out on our Traeger at 275, running with Cherry Pellets. I like cooking my ribs a little hotter. I feel like it produces a better rib. But you cook them however you like to cook them. After 1 total hour, we started spritzing them with that spritz we made up. It was just apple juice and that crown apple. Got spritzing them every 20 minutes for the next hour. After 2 total hours, we brought them in, got them wrapped up with some of that sauce that we made up. Got them back out on the pit. They took another hour and 15 minutes. Now they're done. We got them glazed up. That glaze set for 8 minutes. And now it's time to slice and eat. The way I like to do it is I like to flip them over so I can see where my bones are. Going to start on one end here, start slicing them up. Alright, let's get them flipped over and see what we got going on. We'll get this stuff out of the way. Alright, now we're going to try one. I'm going to get one right out of here, out of the middle. Still got plenty of juice in them. Time to take a bite. That's a killer rib. You get a lot of flavor from that crown apple. Some heat from that hot rub that we use from Killer Hogs. I'm going to get me another one. Thank you for checking out this week's video. We hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and watch the next video that we've got picked out for you. We'll see y'all next time.